In fact, now focus on the big story today, and these are broader market stocks as well. Aditya Birla Fashion is all set to acquire majority stake in TCNS Clothing. Mangalam has been doing the numbers, he's been working on the deal contours and the rationale behind it, and he joins in with more. Mangalam.
So let's talk about it in a couple of parts. What the deal was. Secondly, why did Aditya Birla Fashion buy it? Thirdly, what happens to the companies going forward and what are brokerages making of it? So let's talk about the deal at start. Aditya Birla Fashion, like you said, will buy stake in TCNS Clothing. It's in two parts. One, they will buy 51% stake from the promoters plus through the open offer at 503 rupees per share, and the remaining shareholders of TCNS will get 11 shares of ABFRL for every 6 shares that they hold in TCNS. So if you look at the math, TCNS shares have been valued at a steep discount via the swap ratio, as a result of which TCNS is down almost 20% today. If you take a look at the total consideration that ABFRL will have, is close to around 2,900 odd crores. Now on to the rationale. Remember, TCNS has strong women's ethnic wear brands like W and Aurelia, and ABFRL itself targets about 80 to 85% of their ethnic wear revenue coming in from women's wear in the next couple of years, and their overall sales, 40% of which should come in from women's wear itself. They have been making a lot of acquisitions here, and they've acquired this company at a decent valuation as well, 11 to 14 times 2 years forward EV to EBITDA. On this, Nuvama says that only a successful turnaround of TCNS can create shareholder value and not immediate synergies and scalability. In fact, if you just take a look at the additions that they've made to their portfolio over the last couple of years, they bought stake in Jaipur, they bought stake in Shantanu and Nikhil, 51% stake in Sabyasachi. As well, recently, they had a deal with Reebok too. So they are plugging their gaps in their portfolio to make a house of brands. And that is one of the concerns that Motilal Oswal has, that a long tail of recent acquisitions made by ABFRL, some of them are loss-making and haven't yet stabilized. So a prolonged phase of investments in these businesses and getting them to stabilize may weigh in on their EPS. In fact, this deal itself could have a potential 18% impact on the EPS, as a result of which they've downgraded the stock. But here's the catch. The target price that they have, accounting for this 18% hit, is 245, which is still above the current market price of ABFRL. So let's see how this goes. Definitely a negative for TCNS, but a positive for ABFRL in the long term.
Okay, thanks a lot, Mangalam, for that. Well, that's on ABFRL and TCNS, the acquisition plans. Let's